Hello and welcome back to another episode of Why Was It Great? A series talking about golf clubs that are still very relevant today, but what made them so great and what makes them so endearing to people now to this day, and why you'll still see them in players' bags or when people talk about them either in the Golf WX forums or just golfers are hanging out with each other, they say, oh, I remember that, it was awesome. And I'm here to hopefully break down and explain why they were so great in the first place. Now today I'm talking about the MP-32 from Mizuno. Now there's a bunch of stuff going on with this iron. First off, like all Mizuno irons, after a certain period of time, they're grain flow forged. So what that means is they're drawn from a single piece of metal and they're forged into their shape. There's not multiple pieces. Also, the grade of steel that they use, they call it a select carbon steel, or E. And so what that means is it's just a higher quality steel. Is it really necessarily noticeable to the human ear? No, it's not. Let's be real honest about that. But the fact they are sourcing the best materials they possibly can goes into every other aspect of their process. It just means that if you're making a salad and you use a better tomato, well, the whole salad's going to taste better anyways, right? So we're starting with, in this case, really high quality steel. And like anything with Mizuno, it is a forged single piece, as I've already mentioned. And so there's a couple things that they're looking for. One is the sound at impact, how it goes through the turf, and how it looks. Those are obviously three very important aspects to an iron performance. And also, what people always talk about with these things is how awesome they look. They have that little cut muscle in the back. This was new for Mizuno. You can look back and find older irons that had something kind of like a channel back, but this is very different because there's still a lot of mass in the heel, but right there is when the cavity, the little cut muscle, is the deepest, and then it slowly shallows out. So you have this really nice cascading look across the back. It's super clean. They look fantastic. For a blade, or for something that looks a lot like a blade, this thing offers a ton of forgiveness. It's not a game improvement golf club, but if you were someone who were more inspiring to play a blade or wanted to play a blade or move into a blade from something else, this was a great option because of that cut muscle, positioned a lot of weight away from the center of the golf club, moved it out towards the bottom, a little bit towards the heel, and left that mass out towards the toe. So it created a lot of extra forgiveness for a club of its size. It looks super clean from the top. It's hard to show in the camera angle, but it looks like almost any other Mizuno blade. If anyone were to have one tiny issue with it, and that would be they've addressed this many times since then, is the pitching wedge. It's a little rounded. It's more of that Japanese style pitching wedge. They are a Japanese company, so they have more of that rounded shaped wedge. Now if you look more towards the MP-18s, you're not going to see that anymore, basically any of their modern sets, but a lot of those clubs just had that pitching wedge that looked a certain way because of the style of the wedges of that time. But that's really the only thing you're ever going to hear someone say, I kind of maybe didn't really like the pitching wedge, but you didn't really care because it looked great. It looked great for, in your golf bag. It performed exactly as it was supposed to. It hit the ball, hit all the shots you wanted to hit, but it might have just not matched the rest of the aesthetics from the rest of the set. Now, from a sole width perspective, and actually, lucky for me, I have a set of these right here. You'll notice that there is a little bit of extra chunkiness to the 32 versus something like this is the modern MP-18. Because of this sole width, at thickness there, it's got a nice camber. It's got a little bit more along the back here, so that pushes that center of gravity further back and a little bit more down. Again, we're not talking a game improvement golf club. There is not a deep undercut in this iron. It just has that cut muscle, and so you're getting a lot of extra that you wouldn't get from a golf club that would typically look like this. Even in the longer irons, and I actually have a set of these 3 to pitching wedge. I don't normally play a 3-iron. But when I play with these, when I am out and it's swinging well, I bring the 3-iron out, and because of the shafts that I use, which are something that's a little bit more like old school, they're still very commonly available. And this is actually the new one. This isn't the original, or it is a and also like because I got my specs written on there because I don't want to keep track of everything. So set of these with rifles, basically completely era specific or era matching when they came out. I love this set of irons. I had them before, I sold them, it was stupid. Went out, found another set in better shape, better condition, so they do get some use fairly regularly. And it's just one of those things where people see these in the bag and like, oh man, they're so great, and they talk about them, and I think it's been like 15 years now, a little over 15 years since these came out, and they will hold up to anything out there. Is modern turf interaction going to be better with a newer golf club? Maybe a little bit. There's going to be a little bit more camber, a little bit more roundedness to the sole, but overall, a set of these, go out online, you find a set maybe in decent condition. Hopefully they are. It is a forged golf club. It's an older golf club, but around that $200 mark and less, you're going to get a premium Japanese forged iron for less than 200 bucks. They feel great. They look awesome. They still perform. You find a set that has the shafts in them, even better. And that's why these are great. So if you have any questions, if you like this video, use the comments section below. If there's a video or a club that you want me to talk about or you'd like me to talk about, use the comments section or reach out on social media at GolfWRX. Also, if you want to reach out to me, it's at RDS Brath. And as always, thanks for watching.